food up there that hasn't been returned. She's a little frustrated with me, and the last time I spoke to her, she hung the phone up on me because I was dissatisfied with the service, being as though my son had a ankle monitor on and he was still able to run away. So I was asking her, how is it that my 13-year-old could be AWOL when he's on a monitoring bracelet? Like, he's being monitored. So she felt offended because I was concerned about the whereabouts of my son and about him keep running away out of y'all's custody. So she proceeded to hang the phone up on me. And today was the first time I heard from her since then, asking me, do I know any places that he could be? But since she hung up the phone on me and refused to speak to me when I was questioning her about my son's disappearance, I let her know that I do not want to work with her because she seems to have a problem with me. But as I stated, I'm being gang stalked, and people are being paid to gang stalk me and sabotage my case. So I don't know if she's one of them or not, but she was very hostile when I spoke with her because I had a problem with my son being AWOL. And if you can understand, my concerns, it was the second time that he has been AWOL from this facility. So as a concerned parent, I'm sure if it was your child, you would be concerned. Because I'm like, how could he be AWOL? He has a monitoring bracelet on. The first time he was AWOL, he didn't have one on. But this time, he was supposed to be monitored 24/7, 24 hours a day. So she's upset with me because I was voicing my concerns, and she proceeded to hang up on me. I called her back. She hung up again. I called back. She hung up again. So I'm just like, at this point, who's here to help me? No one's here to help me. They're really just sabotaging me and then acting like I'm being a problem to them. But I don't know how could I be a problem, and I'm just being concerned about my son being missing, my 13-year-old son, and he's in y'all's custody, and this is the second time. So me and her interactions didn't go very well. The first time we met, it went well. But when he went AWOL and I had questions and concerns, because I feel like he should not even have the opportunity to get to his destination to cut the monitor off. Now they're saying he cut it off, but if y'all was monitoring him like he was supposed to be, he would have never had the chance to cut it off. And they're acting like I'm in the wrong, but I don't feel like I'm in the wrong. I feel like I'm being a concerned parent, and I feel like it's questions that I should be asking. So me and her interaction, I don't think she quite cares for me that much, and I don't think she wants to work on my case. So because, see, I'm being gang stalked. My identity has been stolen. No one in the courts is helping me. If they're trying to reunite us together and get my child back to me, which he was taken from false accusations, we have not been in a courtroom, and DHS have proven any claims that they have put against me. I have been taking care of that child for 13 years until they came in September or the end of August and took my son because I was falsely arrested because I am being gang stalked. So they told me they took my son because I left him home alone. There's no way I could have left my son home alone if I was arrested by police officers when I called them to come to my home because I was being gang stalked. So I'm being set up, and I was falsely accused and arrested. And that's how DHS got my son, saying I left him home by himself. No one has proven anything in court. When we come to court, they keep rescheduling the court dates. The judge will not even take the bench because is just as corrupt as the rest of them. So she won't even take the bench. They have proven nothing, and they have my son that I have taken care of for 13 years. I have pictures. I have school records. I have everything that I have done for this boy for 13 years, and we have had no problems until this gang stalking started here at 3013, and they called and made false accusations to get my child taken from me. Because see, I have started a YouTube page. I have started an Instagram page. I have went online. I am becoming very popular worldwide for my videos because I am documenting all of the abuse from the authority figures, the police, the gang stalking. I live with boards on my windows because my windows are being busted out by neighbors. They attack my son in groups in the schools and everything. I have complained about this, but DHS have done nothing to help, nor has CUA, nor has NET. And I'm trying to understand, if they're here trying to help us and unite us together, why is no one doing anything about me being gang stalked, my son being gang stalked, us being targeted, and my identity being stolen? I cannot get my family back together if my identity is being stolen. I have not received any mail in my home since August of last year. I have made police reports. I have contacted Internal Affairs. I have contacted FBI, and now I have gotten online and I'm putting my story publicly so the world can see it, because no one is helping, because everybody is involved in this targeting of me and my child.
And are you connected, or do you talk to your court-appointed attorney, or you don't have
My court-appointed attorney, I have asked for a new one because she has never defended me in any of my court filings, any dates we have ever had. She's having sidebar conversations with DHS. She basically works for DHS. She's not helping me in any kind of way. They are trying to frame it to make me look unstable. And my attorney is trying to force me to take a mental health evaluation when his dad, that had nothing to do with him for 13 years, he purposely alienated my son. He's a city worker. He does the same type of work that you're into right now. He previously did this type of work for over a decade. He knows everyone in the courts. He knows all of the DHS people. He knows people from NET. He knows people from CUA. And I am being set up, and my lawyer is involved in it. I have asked her for a new lawyer many of times. I have went in a courtroom, and in the courtroom, asked for a lawyer so it could be documented by the court stenographer that writes down what's going on. I have asked for one. They have refused me a new lawyer because my lawyer is made to sabotage me. She's not there to help me. So I'm not getting any help from anyone. I'm just getting harassed, gang stalked, targeted. My identity has been stolen, and no one is helping us at all. And mind you, I've been taking care of this same child for 13 years. Until he was in DHS hands, we had no problem. They took my child out of my home when I was gone for a month. When I was falsely arrested, they placed my child in a foster home that sells drugs, or either does drugs and sell drugs. My son got a hold of them drugs. He stole the drugs and other things from out of the foster home. Now my son is addicted to drugs. Every time I mention that, no one says anything about that. They go around everything they done. They stole my credit cards. People from the foster home was calling Amazon, making charges on my cards. I have proof. I have evidence of that. No one is addressing that. And DHS is not being held accountable for nothing they're doing. So now I'm on the internet going live and letting everybody know what's going on, so I can bring in help from out of the city, because the officials in Philadelphia is corrupt. So I have went online so I can get a following online and bring help in from out of the city. So pretty much that's what's going on. May I say, I have been speaking on all of this ever since they have taken my case. I have several emails I have several text messages, correspondence with them with all of this, letting them know my identity has been stolen. When they put him back in my custody, they wouldn't even give me a paper saying he was released to my company in my custody. They refused to provide me with any assistance for him. As I told you, they stole everything I have. They stole my identity. And I have documentation, I have proof. And at this point, I don't know how safe he is in the custody of DHS, because not only was he AWOL from Carson Valley twice, when he was in DHS custody in foster homes, he has ran from there on several occasions. And as I stated, they placed him in a home where they sell drugs and had drug paraphernalia in the home. And now my son is an active user of drugs when he was not for 13 years in my custody. So now I don't even feel like my son is safe in the custody of DHS, because he has ran from DHS so many times, the blatant disrespect that I have received from DHS, and no one willing to help us. This is not the first time that I've explained all of this. I have much proof of emails and text messages, correspondence. I get gaslit by DHS workers. They lie, they gaslight me. It's just an ongoing thing. So I don't have any trust in the system anymore at this point. I feel like my son is being trafficked because he was in the custody of the state, and he should not be missing. And he should not be missing with a monitor on his ankle. So I feel like they're trafficking my son. And I have been through NET when I was a child. They came in my mother's home and took me out when I was 12 years old. And I was emancipated at 16, put out on the street with nothing but $102 welfare dollar check. So I'm quite aware of what the system will do to your children, because it was done to me. And at this point, I don't really trust the system, because like I stated to you, I've been letting them know that my identity has been stolen and what we have been going through since they have taken the case, and they refuse to do anything to help, because they're all being paid off to gang stalk me as well and sabotage my case. So I don't even have any trust in the whole system anymore. The 2 times, if you notice, he's been AWOL from Carson Valley twice. Before that, he was AWOL from DHS many times. They cannot keep a hold of my son, but they're taking him out of my custody. I took care of this boy for 13 years, and we didn't have this problem. I have videotapes, I have pictures saying how well taken care of Christian was. We didn't have any complaints or anything before I noticed and became aware of I was being gang stalked, and I started voicing it. And then they start coming harder and taking my son and putting false accusations against me. My son made honor roll in my custody. My son was always taken care of. He never did drugs. He never did any of that until he was placed in DHS custody. And as I stated, I am a child of the state. At 12 years old, they took me. I was in NET. NET placed me in a group home where there were staff having sexual relations with the minors that was placed in there. So I'm aware of all the abuse and the sex trafficking that goes on within the agencies, because I was in the agency at 12 years old. I was placed and I was in NET. When NET was on, what is that, 3rd and Girard? I was placed with NET, and I seen the staff have sexual intercourse with people in Southern homes. I watched them emancipate me out of the system at 16, broken collarbone from a grown man. No one ever helped me. Like, I know what I endured being under the custody of NET. And now I see what's happening with my child. And I know that they traffic children, because I know what I went through. And I see what my son is presently going through. And no one is helping us. I can name staff from when I was a child in the custody of NET that was having sexual relationships with children that was placed in their care. Like, I can name names. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Is sending email up to the chain of command, and expressing our conversation today, as well as my recommendations, is to have somewhat of a conference or meeting with all parties just to get on the same page as much
Okay.
as possible.
Because I'm not blaming you. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm not blaming you. But I just want you to know everything that's going on. And I'm totally lucid. I'm saying there's nothing wrong with me. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm experiencing. And I'm not per se blaming you, but I just want you to know everything that I've been through dealing with these people.
No, and I'm not, in no way am I saying, that you're blaming me. I'm just saying as much as my inner times in terms of what I can do directly, because I'm not, a part of the case management team, the direct team working with your son.
Yes, ma'am.
But from a administrative side, I can put that email out there to all parties to see what type of uh, but I can say conference meeting or anything could be held just to ensure main priority is the safety of the child, to locate the child, ensure the child's safety. And I think that's just the priority right now in terms of everything that's going on, just to ensure his safety and ongoing safety, and just locate him and make sure he is safe and find the appropriate placement, um, or the appropriate means for him to ensure that he is and remains safe.
Yes, because I'm scared of them having my son. To be honest, at this point, I'm scared of them having my son now.
That's what I'll do on my end. I'm definitely send email. I know it seems very, very little. What I can do, like I said, it's not much, but I will do that and just explain that the conversation that we had today, your concerns, your grievances, and to the chain of command.
Okay.
But I appreciate you speaking with me. I definitely took notes on everything that I can clearly put together an email with your specific expressions of concern and fear of just your child being able, and I will definitely let that be known.
And I appreciate you listening to me and not like, trying to call me crazy and I appreciate you hearing me out and listening as well. I thank you for that.
That's no problem at all, and I hope you have a great day.
And you do the same too. Okay. Bye-bye.